What's up, you guys? Your boy D Money Man, back at it again. I just want to say that today we're going to be doing a review of Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So for start, let's start with the story. Now, the story here was off as Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman, played once again by Jason Momoa, is now a king of Atlantis in his town. And now he is married to his wife, who is once again played by Amber Heard, who has had less screen time because of due to her controversies with Johnny Depp. But anyways, he is now the king of Atlantis and now a father of his newborn, who also has the same powers as he does. And so now, meanwhile, Black Manta is still seeking out revenge on Aquaman to defeat him, but he ends up finding this black trident who leads up to this cursed monster that leads up to hundreds of years ago and gives him tons of power. And now he's looking forward to unleashing the cursed monster who cursed the trident. And now Aquaman has to team up with his brother Orm, played once again by Patrick, I forgot the last name, but yeah, has to team up with his brother Orm again, and so he's breaking out in prison to help him to defeat Black Manta once again in order to stop him from taking his son, because he's gonna take his son and kill him. So he has to team up with Orm in order to stop him. So that's it for the story, y'all, and it seems pretty okay. It's basically just a buddy film, a bromance film, as James Wan will put it. So, without further ado, let's go on to the characters. Now, Aquaman here is the same frat party dude that we all used to see him as. I liked him a much better in the first movie, but not really so in the second one here. And here it seems there's still more of a party and frat dude not fit to be king. But the first one was a little better to be fit as a king. But that's just my opinion. But as far as that, he does a good job and kind of carries this movie. And now let's go on to Orm. Now Orm, Aquaman's brother in this movie, seems to be, he's pretty okay. He's basically at this point, it's like a fish of foul water character in certain situations. He does in the movie, like in certain scenes, he was running and he looked goofy while doing it because he's used to running in water. So in this film, Jason Moore teaches him how to run, and then he runs very successfully now. So that's kind of a thing. But besides that, he's a pretty okay character. Not much to talk about, complain here. And then we also got Black Manta in this movie, and Black Manta in this movie, he's pretty okay. What I mean? His acting's not really as over the top as it was in the first film, but in this one, it's still kind of there, but not really so much. But he does a pretty good job with the character of Black Manta in this movie. Extremely good with the fight scenes, especially with him and Jason Momoa. But we'll talk about more of that a little bit later in the lights. Handle's Park character is okay, I guess. Not really going much into it. He's fine. He's passable, But besides that, without further ado, let's go on to the lights. So now let's go on to Aquaman and Orm's dynamic duo in this movie. Their duo is pretty good as brother and brother, how it goes. I really like the duo, how Jason Moore goes off each other. Has Orm is the serious dude, and now it doesn't play around with Jason Moore. It's not really as serious, and plays around, and like I said, as that party and frat dude that we saw him in previous installments of the franchise. And the dude was pretty funny how they go back and forth like actual brothers do in real life. That was really fun that James Wan decided to put in that film, so that was really good. But now let's dive into the action scenes. Now the action scenes was mostly just Aquaman and Black Manta. That action scene was really, really good and pleasant to look at. how the fight choreography of Jason Momoa and the actor's name that I can't pronounce, I put whatever on top of the screen or whatever. But the fight is so good in this movie, and I really like how they really choreograph it and film it and everything. And it's really good how they did the action scenes. That's one of my favorite part of the film, that by far. But let's talk about how this film has a campy and silly tone. Now, in the first one, it wasn't at all. It was a bit more serious. Yeah, it has comedy elements in there, but it was overall a serious story. But in this one, it's a little bit more campy and comedic tone. Like when it first started off, Aquaman was like, you know how I was basically just a nobody before I turned into a king now and I have a son. Now I'm going to tell you the story. Like something like that it goes off as, and wasn't really a big fan of that, how they actually did that in the movie, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's all I had to say on that. Aquaman is still that comedic character, which is not really that overall of a comedic character type. Aquaman character in the comic books is much more of a serious dude, a serious king, is really a come out as a badass character, like Willie in the first movie, really. So I don't know why they then stuck with how he was in the first movie and not in the second movie. It's kind of just weird, but okay. And also, there's a bit that I like and kind of dislike. And there's a scene at the end where Aquaman's giving this big speech. This is spoilers, by the way, so if you don't want to listen to it, then click out the video. But there's this big speech that Aquaman says that eventually they're coming to terms of the Atlantic people and the humans are, they're working together now, and, they're making actually be friends, since Aquaman wants to release the Atlantis to the public, and so they did. And now he's giving out this big speech, and at the end of this big speech, I Am Aquaman, which obviously reference to I Am Iron Man, the first Iron Man film. And I was like, okay, really? Why are you poking fun of that? But yeah, guys, that's all I had to say about Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom. What would I give this movie at the end of the day? I would give it about a 7.5 out of 10. Better than The Flash, but that's not really saying much. Also, good CGI, really good before, really good CGI that they did, and I like everything. But as far as that go, guys, the money out.